All right, so Leo for the month of January 2020. Welcome to the Queen's Tarot. We'll be going over the month of January for my Leos out there. So let's see what's going on for you guys. So I have the Knight of Chalices upright, the Hangman in reverse, and the Seven of Chalices upright. And what this is really showing me for you guys is that you're really focused on your emotions right now. You're in tune with what feels good for you and what doesn't. And you're really focused on your own emotional well-being, which is great. There are some things that feel like they're holding you back this month, and you feel annoyed. You feel like this nagging feeling like there are certain things that aren't working, but you're just not sure exactly what. With the Seven of Chalices here, this is about you being aware that there are some other options for you, that there are possibly other ways that you could be going about things in your life, possibly goals that you're trying to reach, and you're just beginning to second guess and question the ways that you're approaching some of your relationships, maybe giving too much to people when you could be using that energy elsewhere. So I'm just going to pull some extra cards for you guys to see exactly what's going on for your January 2020. Okay. So the universe wants you to be very focused on what it is that you want. Because you have some really meaningful relationships in your life right now, Leo. But you can get a little distracted sometimes. And the way that you tend to get distracted is to focus on pleasing and delighting those around you, because you're really a provider. You're a sign that likes to see those around you happy, and you will give them whatever, the shirt off of your back, if it's going to mean that you get to see them light up. And you really need to be careful with that. You need to focus on what you want, because what you don't want is for your dreams to go to the wayside after you're using all of this energy to help other people. Okay, so I'm going to pull some other cards for you. Okay, so the Devil in reverse came up for you. And for you for January, this is really going to be a time in your life when you're unraveling some negative patterns. For a lot of you, the martyr complex is coming up. You were used to giving your last, to giving the shirt off of your back for people in the rain, and then being upset or resenting them when you catch a cold. And this is about making sure that you cover yourself first, that you protect yourself. I'm just going to draw an oracle card for you guys actually to clarify. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Okay, so for a lot of you, what's going on and the reason why you're doing this is because you think that by sacrificing, by helping other people, that you're going to get that love and support in return. But you're not trusting the universe to support you. You're sacrificing yourself so these people can support you. But what happens if you go off on your own and you trust the universe to support you, and you get to say no to people when what they want you to do is sacrificing too much for you? And draw those healthy boundaries. And in turn, know that the universe is always going to be there to support you, that you don't have to worry about or wait on support from these people. What would happen if you said no to people when it was inconvenient for you, and gave energy to yourself when you needed it, and then trusted the universe to have your back instead of sacrificing for these people to have your back? That's just a question that I want you to think about, because for a lot of you, you're sacrificing, hoping that you get the same support in return, and you're not getting it. And the reason you're not getting it is because this is a toxic pattern in your life that needs to be cleared out. This is energy that needs to die off so that you can spread your wings and fly in this new year. And what's happening with these people is they're so used to you sacrificing. Some of them don't even know you're sacrificing. They just think this is what you do. So they're taking it for granted, and you're not getting anything back in return. I'm just going to draw another oracle card for you guys also. Unbound. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So for a lot of you, again, This is a toxic pattern that's coming undone. And this is a soul contract, something from a past life that you had to clear out of being the martyr in a situation. Of giving up your hopes and dreams so that others can soar and excel. It's time for you to fly now. It's time for you to spread your wings and to not always carry other people on your back, for them to go wherever it is they want to go, and then you never get to your destination. So I'm going to pull another oracle card for you guys also. Okay, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, the divine plan. So for a lot of you, you might be, whether you're male or female, you might embody the divine feminine. You might identify more with feminine qualities of nurturing, being creative, always being there for people, being there to lift them up, being like that mother figure in people's lives or that mentor in people's lives. Seeding the light, laying foundations, a divine plan. Where have you not been supporting yourself, Leos, that you need support? Where have you been looking for support from other people? And how could you support yourself in those areas instead of relying on others to do it? Because you have to realize, like, if people haven't supported you by now, they won't. And the reason why they won't is because the universe wants you to get out of this soul contract of depending on other people. This is happening for you. And it might be painful to realize that, to come to the realization that these people aren't as much for you and as committed to your success as maybe, or to your happiness as you have been to theirs. But you have to come to terms with that if you're going to move forward and support yourself. And if you check my 2020 reading for you guys, I go more into what that support means for you for this year. But these three cards upside down is letting me know that these are things you have yet to do this year, Leo. These are things that you need to do to release yourself from soul contracts, to trust your path, to trust yourself, to support yourself. And then also, with this Anna, grandmother of Jesus card, this Anna figure is about being that mother figure to yourself. If you look in this card, she's birthing. It's almost like she's birthing and laying the path for people. And this is about you laying the path for yourself, seeding light for yourself, being that light for yourself. So you're not looking outside to others to be that light for you. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a couple other cards to clarify. So we have the Seven of Swords here. You might have some people in your life who are not very supportive. They might be there. They might have the title of the relationship, of a certain relationship to you. They might be an aunt. They might be a family figure. They may be a significant other, a best friend. But there's someone here who is not as supportive as maybe what they could be. And they're taking up a lot of your time. And you need to reevaluate this month how you use your time. Also the Six of Chalices. And this just goes back to clarify what the Seven of Swords in reverse represents. And this Six of Chalices wants you to think about, there's somebody in your life who really depends on you, but you're over investing in them. And you need to use some of that energy for you. And this Emperor card is showing me that you feel a little disempowered. You feel a little drained at the beginning of the year. A lot of you were running around like crazy in December, getting get-togethers and things like that lined up. And you forgot to take care of yourself. You forgot to check in with yourself, to check in with your own emotional well-being. How are you doing? What do you want to do? What did you want to do for the holidays, and did you do it? Or did you do what everybody else wanted to do? Just check in with yourself, because with this Emperor card in reverse, this is letting me know that a lot of you aren't paying attention to the choices that you make, the actions that you make in your life, and whether that's making you feel empowered or whether it's making you feel drained. And as a result, you've made a lot of draining choices through giving to other people. And you haven't really, you've like forgotten to give to yourself. You've forgotten to enrich yourself. Just gonna draw. Yeah, so for January, for you guys, for this group, you need to focus on how you're supporting yourself. If you're feeling emotionally fulfilled, if you're feeling energized by the choices that you're making, because you're not as energized, as happy. Leo, when you're happy, you light up a room. And you don't have that energy to you right now because you're not feeding yourself the emotional, spiritual, and energetic nutrients that you need. I'm going to pull another card for you. Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So, for some of you, I feel like you need to talk to someone who you know, like in your heart cares about you, and ask them certain questions about what they see. Like, do you feel like I do more for this person than they do for me? If you're asking these questions, you already know who that person is, like who I'm talking about, that you might be doing too much for. Do you think I give too much to people? Just ask them. Some of you have a sibling that you can ask this to, especially if they're older. Just get some self-awareness from somebody who is close to you and who cares, and who has no ulterior motive. They don't have anything to gain from you. They've never borrowed money from you. They don't have any ulterior motive. Like, do you feel like I work hard enough on my goals so I seem lazy to you? Really ask some questions. I know that might seem harsh, but you just really need to ask some questions. From someone who you trust and care about, who can show you an honest reflection of yourself, who can give you that support. If you don't feel happy, then tell someone close, this same person. Like, for a lot of you, this is going to be a family member, not a significant other. It shouldn't be anybody who benefits from you in any way, other than like from just a connection, so it can be an unbiased opinion. And ask them, like, even just talk to them. You don't have to ask them anything. I feel like a lot of you guys don't feel like yourself right now. And you can just tell them that, I feel kind of down. I don't really feel like myself. Get that moral support that you need. Because what you need to do through talking to this person, whoever this is for you, is going to help you to connect back to yourself, to get that self-awareness that you need to emotionally connect with yourself. Sometimes you need somebody to bounce ideas and feelings off of so that you can have a deeper understanding of yourself. Especially because for a lot of you Leos, relationships are very important to you. And you have a lot of important relationships in your life. So also with this card, doesn't have to be, for some of you, you don't have that person. You're like, I don't have a family member. I don't have somebody I trust like that, or I'm not close to any of my family. I don't have anybody around me that I feel like doesn't have an ulterior motive. And for you guys, it's really important for you to connect with your guides, to connect with your ancestors, to connect with those beings around you that want to see your progress. Some of you need to build an altar to ancestors so that they can connect with you, because they care about your progress, and they'll give you guidance that nobody else will be able to around you. I'm going to pull one more oracle card for you guys. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is a person that's draining you. I feel like for a lot of you, There's someone that you are holding on to, or a circumstance, possibly a relationship, where you feel drained. You may not want to admit it, but you feel drained and you feel like you're constantly giving to this person, and they just rely on you like, like they just think they can turn you on like a faucet, get what they need, and then turn you off. And you don't want to cut this person off, and most of you aren't going to. So I'm not going to tell you to cut this person off, but you need to loosen the reins on that relationship. You need to distance yourself from this person. Let them go and let them do their own thing so they rely on themselves. For some of you, this is someone that you're clinging on to support you. And you need to let go and rely on your guides, rely on your inner self, on your inner strength, so that you can be your own inner compass. Because people, they can lead you astray. You don't necessarily, someone else can't be your own inner compass. Someone else can't always tell you how you feel. You have to connect with your inner self. I'm going to draw one more card for you guys. Keepers of the Earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So this is kind of clarifying the other oracle card, soul family. A lot of you, this may not be a person that you know that you need to connect with. There's an ancestor, especially if someone passed, like a grandmother, a great-grandmother that you were very close to. This is someone you need to connect with. There might be a person in family pictures that always jumps out at you. Maybe this isn't someone that you know, but it's someone that was in your family, that was a family member that passed away before you really got to know them, and this person wants to connect with you. For some of you, there's a pet that wants to connect with you, and they just want to bring you comfort because you're going through a hard time right now. A lot of you Leos might be going through depression right now because of the colder, darker weather also. And this pet just wants to come through and give you comfort. Okay, so for a lot of you, though, this season is really about being able to give you what it is that you need. Really assess your situation in your life and think about what it is that you need that you've been giving everybody else, that you need to give yourself. Okay, so this is your monthly reading for January, Leos. And be sure, if something jumps out at you, comment it down below. Make sure to like and subscribe and check back. I'll be posting new readings every week, so there'll always be something for you to check out that's new. You can also get in touch with me by the number below, or you can reach me through Twitter at The Queen's Tarot, or you can reach me through Instagram at _Queen's Tarot. All right, so I will talk with you guys soon. And I hope you guys have a great January. Make sure that before you fill anybody else's cup up, you fill your cup up first. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.